This is a humanitarian mission, right, with respect to this. So if your life is in jeopardy, you're in the Bahamas, and you want to get to the United States, you're going to be allowed to come to the United States, right, whether you have travel documents or not. We've already allowed U.S. citizen and non-U.S. citizen. We've already processed people that have travel documents and don't have travel documents. And we're trying to do that in the most expeditious way we can to support the humanitarian mission. So C.B.P, we are not working and telling a cruise line that you cannot allow anyone without documents. That's just not being done, okay? So there's just some confusion there. We will accept anyone on humanitarian reasons that needs to come here. We're going to process them expeditedly.
What do you think about this?
I think this is terrible. I think they should allow everyone to come into the U.S. They originally said that you can come without a police record and without a visa, and now they're taking that back. That's really ridiculous. That's
How many
awful.
people do you think had to get off? Did you see?
They said 130 people had to come off. 130 people had to come off the ship tonight.
And now we leave.
Now we're leaving them, and it's only like 200 people on the boat now.
Process. But I want to be very clear, though, because I've already seen some false narrative out there, is that doesn't mean that we do this with a blind eye. We still have to balance the humanitarian need and assistance of those that need it versus the safety of this country. So we still will go through the process. Keep in mind, there are still people that are inadmissible to this country. There are still people coming here that could have criminal convictions. We are going to process them and handle them normally to make sure this country is safe, to make sure that we're not letting dangerous people in, taking advantage of this. I'll give you another example. Is we've had some individuals that brought children with them from the Bahamas who lost their mom and dad. So we need to make sure that was there any nefarious activity involved, or were they just doing it out of humanitarian reasons to pick the kid? And so far, that's what we've seen. But we still have to vet that out. Or were they just doing it out of humanitarian reasons to pick the kid? And so far, that's what we've seen. But we still have to vet that out. Or were they just doing it out of humanitarian reasons to pick the kid? And so far, that's what we've seen. But we still have to vet that out. 65 to 70% were family units or unaccompanied minors. And remember, because of our broken laws, that meant those 65 to 75%, they were being released into the interior United States, never to be heard from again. But yes, we are reaching across the aisle, just as we did with the government of Guatemala, to come up with a cooperative agreement to return individuals to Guatemala who transitioned through other countries. We are continuing to have those similar discussions for cooperative agreements with other countries as well.
The President-elect of Guatemala, Alejandro Yamatei, was here last week questioning this agreement and saying that he hasn't seen the documents yet.
So good question. So I'm glad you asked that for a moment of clarification. So we have the agreement ready to go, but it has not been ratified by the government of Guatemala. So you're correct on that. Now, we hope it will be, because I think it will be significant. Think about this from a pragmatic standpoint. If somebody is fleeing their country because they feel that they're being persecuted for a list of legitimate reasons, it really is in their best interest to apply for asylum to the first country that they have entered outside of the country that they are being persecuted. So I want to stay away from, I think that's a colloquialism that we use in the United States, safe third country. Cartels, they start exploiting and abusing this vulnerable population before they leave their home country. They're selling the bill of goods. They're promising, hey, you mortgage your home, you give us thousands of dollars, and we're going to take you on this dangerous trek through multiple countries, because we're going to promise you, because of America's broken laws, you're going to be allowed into this country. The cartels are exploiting them from day one, taking their money. We've heard from independent sources that on this dangerous trek, up to 33% are abused. 33%. And once they get into the United States, that exploitation doesn't start. They have to continue to extort them to pay off the bill for taking them through, whether it's sex slavery, whatever that is. So the exploitation, it continues from day one. That's the core issue. That's what we want to stop.